Hey, hi all. In this video, we will discuss about the configuration experience, like when we configure a particular product in the code line. So, what are the types of configuration which we can have, or what controls we can give to the sales rep according to the product bundle, so that if needed, means like if the product is needed to be configured each and every time, then what are the configuration settings we can have. If the product is optionally required to be configured, then what are the settings we can have on a product level. And later on, if the product bundle is mostly sold or mostly required to be sold with that particular product, with that particular products in that particular bundle, so what are the configuration we require to have. So that all we will discuss in this video. So first of all, how we have to control how reps configures the bundles, product bundles. So giving sales reps the ability to configure bundles is a great way to make sure they sell the right products together. So they will have, they might have and requirement from the user or from the end user, like, oh, this is the product, or this is the particular type of products which we require with this type of product. So it is now a product bundle which you need to configure to cater that particular request. So this particular type of request can be handled with that particular with the configurations, or with the particular type of product configuration which we can give to product bundles. Some bundles are configured almost every time they are sold, while others are only configured occasionally or maybe never. So this is like if you are buying a laptop, and mostly you will require RAM and the processor and the storage. So you can have a choice of, like, you want 8 GB RAM in your system, or 16 GB RAM, or 4 GB RAM, and what processor you are looking for, like i3, i5, i7. So these are some of the product options you have. So you need to configure it accordingly. Or if you are a sales rep, you might get a requirement from the user, like, this type of configuration I'm looking for. So you have to configure it accordingly. And there might be a case like you are getting a particular specification, like we want 4 GB RAM and 1 TB hard disk and i3 processor. So I'm getting this request very frequently. So you can create a product bundle in that manner. So whenever this type of request comes to you, so you can just select that particular product, and there is no need to do any configuration changes in that product bundle. You can just sell it together. So in that case, this particular configuration event and configuration type, there are two fields on product. This comes into picture. Salesforce CPQ gives admin the option to choose when and how bundles are configured throughout the sales process. You can also choose how bundles appear and behave in the code line editor, and what happens when you select more than one bundle to configure at a time. So next is configuration type and configuration event. These are the two big list fields. They are dependent fields. Uh, so you can decide when the sales rep gets the to configure the bundle. Two fields on product record control when and how the user can configure the bundle, that is configuration type and configuration event. So majorly configuration type and configuration event. So configuration type, if it is allowed, and configuration event is always, so when we select a particular product on code line editor, and when we click on when we select a particular product, it will just open the configurator page, product configurator page, where you can see the product options according to the features, and then you can click on the sales. Each and every time, if the product configuration type is allowed and configuration event is always, you will get that particular product configurator screen. If it is allowed and edit, it will not show you the configurator page after the selection, but it will show you directly code line. And then from there, if you will click on that reach button, then you will be redirected to the page, like, where you can make your choices for the selections. If the configuration type is disabled and configuration event is none, they will not show you the configuration page, but bundles are never customized. if the configuration type is allowed and configuration event is add, it will show configuration page only once, and after you have clicked on the next, it will just go to the code line editor, and you cannot come back to that particular page, configuration page, and can do the edit. So that's a restriction in that particular configuration of a product. So now we will just go to the org. So this is org. So for an example, laser printer are product, and these are the two fields which I'm talking about, that are configuration type and configuration event. Configuration event is dependent on configuration type. For an example, if you will go to the configuration type, and so if you go to this and if you select none, so it will be none by default. If you select required, then there will be always. So these are dependent fields. If you select disable, then it is always or none. Okay, so first we will see allowed and always. So if the configuration type is allowed and configuration event is always, at that time, if we add this particular product, that is laser printer, to the code, for an example, I will go to the code line. I will click on edit lines for this particular code, and I will just now this product which we have now updated the configuration type and configuration event. I will select. Okay, so I will just delete this, the one product on the, so I will just go to add products, and now I will add that particular product, that is laser printer. This is the product, and if as you can see, it is allowed and always. So it will when I select this product, it will show us the configurator page, so where you can select features and all that. So the other options, if you want to select this, you can. If you don't want this in this particular code, then you can remove it. So I've just click on save. If you want, I can go to that particular page, previous page, by clicking on this range button. So it is reconfigured line. So I can go to that page and I can again reconfigure that lines. And this is the quantity, it is editable or not, this is defined on that product option. Okay, so I will just go, if I want, I can click on this range button. I will go to the configure products, and then I can choose it accordingly. If I will hit on save, it will be saved accordingly. Previously there were 2 products, now it will be 3 products in that particular code. Okay. And they means like, as you can see, next screen, it is if it is allowed and the always selection. So you can select the product, and then you can go to the configure products, and then it will go to code line, edit code, and it can go again to configure products. Means like in this way, it can go to edit code, and then it can again go to configure products if we hit on that particular button. Okay, so now we will see the second one, that is allowed and edit. I'll just refresh this page. So we have just configuration on the product, so the things will be updated in this page, also configurator page. So I will just again, I will remove this particular product, and I will again add that product to see like if it goes to that page or it will go to that edit directly. So for an example, I will remove this product. Again, I will add that product. So now I have changed the configuration type and configuration event. So configuration type is allowed and configuration event is edit. Now I will select laser printer again, because I've changed on that particular product the two fields. I will just select it, and now I will hit on select button. So as you can see, it has not gone to that page where we have to configure the products. It has directly gone to the edit lines, and now if I want, I have to click on this reconfigure line button, and then I can go to that page. So if you see in this PPT, it's there, right? So we have product selection. Once we selected it, it will directly go to edit quote, and then from there, if we click on this button, we can configure the products. But it will not be this, like you have to select the products, and then it will go to the configure product page. Okay, so that is the difference between that configuration event and configuration type settings. So now if we want, we can add this third one also, and we can click on. So this is majorly like if we want to make the changes occasionally, and so in that case we will configure the product in this particular means like we will choose allowed and edit. The configuration type will be allowed and configuration event will be edit. In that case, where the product bundles will be edited occasionally and not all the time. The third case was we have disabled and none. So I will just go to that, and now I will hit edit, and then I will just delete this. This is taking time. Okay. Now I am going to disabled and none. Now this particular product will be deleted, and this code line is empty now. I will just go to add product. I will again add this product. Now let's see, like it goes to which page, like product configure page, or it should go directly to code line. And now as you can see, the range button is not there, so you don't have any option to go again to this particular means like configure product page, and you can do the reconfiguration of the products, or you can do anything with the bundle, means like if you want to modify. So if your setting is configuration type is disabled and configuration event is none, in that you don't have any option to reconfigure the bundle. It's like what is there in that particular bundle, that will be there in that code. Lastly, we have allowed and add. So I will go to the laser printer, and now we will click on edit. Now we will go to allowed and add. Now again I will remove it. I will again add that product to see where it goes and whether it gives us the option to edit or configure the products. Just select, and now it is giving us the option to add or to configure the products accordingly. I have added it. Now I will go to, I'm going to save it. Now there is no option to go back to that particular page because there is no range button, and you can only delete it, you can clone it, but you cannot go to again that particular configure product page, and you can do the configuration according to your choice or whatever you want. So the configuration page will be available with you once only, and whatever configuration you want to do at that time only, you have to select it accordingly, and then you have to, means like after that you cannot make the changes. So this is the only line which is stated is it will show configuration page only once. Bundles that inform later decisions in the sales process, such as what configurations are allowed for the next bundle that's added. This setting is rarely used. Okay. So first one is mostly when we want to customize the product bundles according to the user requirement, then we use allowed and always. If we want to occasionally customize the product bundles, that at that time we use allowed and edit. If we want a user, or if the requirement is like whatever user is looking for, it is already there in that product bundle, then we have to means like then we have to just select this configuration type as disabled and event is any. Then there is no chance that we can configure that product bundle again. It's directly like what is there in that particular product bundle will be added to the quote and will be sold to the particular customer. So that's all for these two fields. They are very crucial fields which decide like what type of configuration you want to do for that particular product bundle. So thank you and stay tuned for upcoming videos.